Hey guys, Poker King back here, and this time I have a Beckett returns video. So I have looked through these already. I did a reveal with a friend, but I thought it's something different that I haven't showcased on here before. So I thought I'd go through and kind of explain the process of why I decided to choose Beckett. And why I send my best flesh and blood cards really. So I already have a display at the moment that I've been working on with a fair amount of flesh and blood cards, and they're graded from three different companies: Beckett, PGS, which is I think based in Germany, and MGC, which are UK based. So MGC is probably one of my favourite grading companies. I think they're just really good. Their cases are very slimline. If it's something that isn't so valuable, but I still want it graded, MGC is the option for me, because their prices are really affordable and they've got really good turnaround times. They're very friendly. The system's very easy to use, and of course they are UK based, which makes it a lot easier. But Beckett is for the better stuff for me. I have so many cards, so I can't afford to spend every one at Beckett. So these were £50 a card, grading. So I think it's like Pearl. It was roughly, the estimated is 3 to 6 months. This came back in about 6 weeks, which is amazing. And they got the Diamond, which I've used before on a lot of cards. That's £150 a card, and that's about a couple of weeks. And they've just reopened the, I think it's about £35 a card. So I will be sending in quite a few cards with that option. And that I think is about 6 months. So maybe some more of the ones that I'm not too worried about sort of not having for a while. So we're going to go through these. Some of these cards you might have seen on here. So for starters, we have Crazy Brew. This is really hard to show on camera because it is such a beautiful card. But this came back a 9. I'm not going to do a special reveal thing. We know Flesh and Blood is extremely hard to grade. So a 9 for me is a good grade for Flesh and Blood. It would be, most of these would probably get PSA 10s, if I'm being honest. There are a lot of people that grade with PSA for Flesh and Blood. I just think they look better in Beckett slabs. And for me, PSA is a little bit of a cop-out with Flesh and Blood because they aren't going to pick up the things where you have the subgrades here. So it's generally, corners is quite a big thing for Flesh and Blood. So here's Crazy Brew, the promo. What a lovely promo. And that got a 9. Next we have Caution. This is cold foil. Again, pretty same grades actually. Corners and surface was a 9, which brought it down to a 9. I was hoping this was going to get a 9.5, to be honest. Just because, I thought this was absolutely minty. But I'm not a grader, so that's not my expertise. Next we have Library of Solana, which is, this is rainbow foil version. This was from a good friend of mine, Poker Prism, aka Scott. This was part of a big trade we did a little while back. Centering in corners. Yeah, centering's off a bit top to bottom, but for me personally, it's not enough for it to be put down to a 9. But it is a lovely card. Next we got is the Art Knight Shard. I did pull this myself. I'm glad it's got a 9.5. I have the heart in the 9.5. Unfortunately, the Eye of Ophidio's got a 9, so I will be trying to get a 9.5 on all the Fabled. But this is probably one of my favourites. This I pulled from a case that I opened that a friend traded with me. Next we got another Spring Tunic. This is the Rainbow 4 version, Unlimited WTR. I got a 10 on centre and edges, but unfortunately a 9 on corners and surface. Surface seems to be a thing that lets Flesh and Blood down a lot. I don't see it myself, but we'll see. Maybe I'll regrade these. I mean, I've got like 8 copies of this, so I'm probably going to keep sending one in every time I do a submission, hoping for one to get a 9.5 to match my crew one. And my extended art one's got on it. So I've got the Crew Unlimited, WTR, and the extended art promo one. So I've kind of got one of each one. Obviously, cold foil version would be nice. So this is the only alpha cold foil that I own. This is a Hope Merchant's Hood. This is a common. It's got a 9.5, which is amazing. Got a 10 on centering, 9.5 on edges and surface, and a 9 on corners. So this is a really nice card, of course. Just to be able to own a cold foil from Alpha is quite special. Next we got a Mask of Momentum, which is a 9.5. An absolutely beautiful card. Really pretty, legendary from WTR. It is... I didn't pull this myself. The only legendary I really seem to pull is Tunic. I pulled another one before, but that was in a box break for somebody else. Or maybe I have pulled all these, I'm not sure. So next is some cards that isn't Flesh and Blood. I do collect other trading cards. It isn't just exclusive Flesh and Blood. So next we got a Korean Parallel Rare First Edition Anniversary 9.5 Blue Eyes White Dragon. This I've had in my collection for a while now, and I've always debated grading it, but it is such a pretty card. Then we on to some Y Swarts. We got a SP which I pulled myself, which is a Roxy. This is the things I can give you, Roxy, from Mashoko Tensai. This was 0.5 off a Black Label, which is quite hard, but it's a 10's a lovely grade. And I pulled it myself. And then another SP I pulled is a Kirito's partner, Eugeo, from Alkalization, Sword Art Online Alkalization. This got a 9.5. This got two 10 grades as well, so it is a 0.5 off a 10. Generally SPs, generally English Y Swarts generally grades quite well. Japanese grades a little bit less, but 9.5 is a pretty average grade for that. So I am going to go through a couple of the other slabs that I have from other grading companies, just so you can kind of, people that are looking to grade can kind of make a decision. So this is from MGC. This is a 9 Phantasmal Footsteps from Monarch First Edition Cold Foil. One of my probably top 5 artworks for me personally. It is such a beautiful card. So this is MGC, UK grading company. Their slabs are pretty much exactly the same as PSA. I do have an MGC back here in the display. They are the same style of slabs as PSA. They're very lightweight compared to Beckett. They're not very bulky in terms of size. They are considerably thinner. But they just look really good. The frosted is something that puts people off sometimes with PSA and stuff. But I'm a big fan. And then we have a PGS. I'm not a massive fan of these. Again, they're very similar slabs. I'm not sure on this design of the label, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan. It does tell you the year that it was graded, which was quite cool. This is an Iris Reality promo. Lovely card. If you don't have a copy of this, I suggest getting one because it's definitely up there in terms of Flesh and Blood artwork. So in terms of the display that I've been working on, I've just taken the graded cards off. I will do a proper video, but I've got some playmats here in the background. It's a little bit disorganized at the moment, but we do have one of each box, unlimited for WTR and Arcane for now, and the rest is first edition, and history pack is history pack. So yeah, we got a Red Zone Rogue signed playmat in the back. I doubt he'll ever see any of my videos, but if you do, shout out to you because you're one of the reasons why I collect Flesh and Blood. But yeah, so these are all cold foils pretty much in promos, and this is the highlight of the collection. So this is my extended art Fiendel Spring Tunic from the Road to Nationals 2019. So it is the second promo ever made. The first is the gold foil extended Fiendel Spring Tunic, which is considerably rarer. So this got an 8 on corners, which is kind of what it's let down really, mostly. But that's okay for me. I understand why this got an 8.5. I didn't grade this myself. I did trade for this. But it is a card that, as a fan, collector / player of Flesh and Blood, it's a card you need in your collection because it is just, when the light hits it right, it is absolutely stunning. So yeah, that's it for this video. I will go more into detail in terms of like PSA and stuff. My Pokemon card collection is predominantly PSA graded. That's through purchases and that's through just generally grading myself. But if anybody has any questions about grading, I know there's a lot of other grading companies out there. I am aware of pretty much all of them now. I've seen the slabs. I have my preferences. Obviously, BGS for me is my favourite with Flesh and Blood. But please comment below if you are unsure about grading, if you are a new grader or somebody that's not sure what to look for when grading. Obviously, grading can be very inconsistent, but the best shot you've got is ensuring the cards that you're sending are the highest quality to ensure that you get those good grades. So again, thank you all for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe as always, and see you later.